Hey everyone, welcome to week 2. I hope everyone's doing really well and staying healthy and keeping busy. Today we're going to talk about routine. So keeping a daily routine is super important for lots of many reasons, but especially during times like this where life feels a little bit uncertain, or maybe we're a little bit anxious or just kind of wondering or worried about what's going to happen next. Keeping a daily routine will help us with those feelings and emotions. So keeping a daily routine might look like, when I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna have breakfast. And then after having breakfast, I'm gonna do an hour of schoolwork. And then after an hour of schoolwork, then I'm gonna do an hour of chores or things that we can do around the house. And then I'm gonna have lunch. And then after lunch, I'm gonna have maybe another hour of things like reading or something to keep your time like that. And then after that, maybe we can do an hour of free play, or however it works with mom and dad and what they are okay with you guys doing. That's how we can kind of keep your daily routine. And my daily routine might look a little bit different than yours, and yours might look a little bit different than your neighbors or your friends or your classmates. So everyone's daily routine can look different, and that's okay. And it's really good for helping us keep busy, and it's really helpful for keeping us productive. And what that means is that we can get lots of stuff done and lots of important things done too, like maybe our physical activity. Maybe going for a walk every morning or every afternoon can help us with our physical activity. Maybe we can get important things like reading or even like play, because sometimes and all the time, play is really, really important to keep us really happy and busy and healthy. It also helps us, a daily routine will help us with keeping happy, because lots of times, especially now when we're at home all the time, we can get bored super easy, and that can sometimes make us feel frustrated, can sometimes make us feel angry, or just not super happy. So keeping a routine and keeping busy will help us with feeling happy. It can also help us with being responsible. So this means that if we have a list of things that we need to do and we do it, then that keeps us responsible. We're able to do things on our own and be a little bit independent and adult-like almost. And it also helps with distraction. So nowadays things feel really weird. And so this will help us keep focus on something different and other things that are also important, so that we can be happy during the day and not have to worry about all the stuff that's going on in the world. So we're gonna talk today, I'm gonna show you 2 things that we can do to help keep busy. So I know you guys have your schoolwork to do and you have some things at home to do. So if you have some free time and you're wondering, what am I gonna do? I've got 2 things that we can talk about that you can try out and let me know how it goes. So the first thing is we're gonna make a little squeezy fidget tool. So this one is made with rice. You can see the little pieces of rice in there. And it feels kind of rough, but it feels really cool because you can feel the rice moving around when you squeeze it. Another one that we're gonna do is with flour. So what you need is a measuring cup. You can't really see mine, but this is 1/3, so it says 1/3. So it's a little cup like that. You'll need 1 or 2 balloons, depending on what you have, and you can use the same color or different colors. And you'll need some flour or rice. You can do it with rice too. And then you'll need a water bottle and a funnel, but I don't have a funnel, so I'm gonna use a piece of paper. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna take your cup, you're going to put your 1/3 measuring cup inside the flour bag or the rice bag, and you are going to measure 1/3 of a cup. So that means that it's gonna be flat across the top like that. So we'll put that down. And we'll take your funnel. If you have a funnel, then you can just plop that right into the top of the bottle. But for me, since I don't have a funnel, I'm gonna use a piece of paper. What I'm gonna do is roll it up. Like a telescope. So you roll it up into a spiral like that where you can see through it, and you put the smaller end through the top of the water bottle. Then to make a bigger opening at the top, all you're gonna do is kind of play with it a little bit so that it opens up a little bit bigger. Pull the top pieces apart a little bit so that it's more open, and then we have more room to put the flour in. So then you're gonna take the the 1/3 cup of flour or rice, and you're gonna slowly pour it into the top here. Okay, and it might gather, so you wanna hold your bottle like this, and then you're gonna slowly let it go in. And if you're noticing that it's having a hard time going through, what you can do is find something that's little. Maybe it's a screw, maybe it's a pen or a pencil, and you're just gonna poke down in there. Try and go on the edges and get that all in. This one isn't helping me. I need something longer, so I'm gonna use a Sharpie. And you just push all the way down. Almost there. And you keep poking around until you get it in there. I just spilled a little bit, that's okay. Okay. So once you get all of that flour, you might have some flour around the edges, all you have to do is go to the sink or the garbage and shake it off the top of the lid like that. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is gonna take one of the balloons, so I'm gonna use the purple one, and I'm gonna put the balloon over the top of our water bottle. So it should look like that. And then what you're gonna do, it's really important that you hold this piece right here, because when we flip it over, you don't want it to pop off and then flour go everywhere, because then we'd have a mess and Mom probably wouldn't be too happy about that. So you're gonna hold really tight and flip over. So right now, the flour isn't really heavy enough to go through here with all of the air pressure that's going on. So what we're gonna have to do is squeeze. Squeeze and shake, squeeze and shake, squeeze and shake. Squeeze and shake. Okay, and we're gonna have to hold the squeeze, because if we let go, I'll show you, it's gonna come back up. So we gotta squeeze it, hold the squeeze, and then pinch right here. And then what we're gonna do is take the tip of the balloon off of the water bottle, and then we have this. So it's really important that we keep the squeeze, because it's gonna come shooting out here. And then you're gonna tie it. I'm gonna tie the balloon, and you might need Mom or Dad's help with this. That's okay, it's really hard, but you can just put around the 2 fingers and then right through the loop like you're tying a knot, and then like that. And then so that should be perfect. You take a pair of scissors and you cut that off there. And then you have this. So then what you do is you take your next balloon and you cut off the neck like that. So you don't need the neck anymore, you can throw that out. And then what you do is use the balloon and put it over the flour balloon that you just had. So we'll take this and put it over and stick it in like that. So now you have different colors and you have a squish one. So there's flour or rice, and they're super cool, super quick and easy to make, and they're awesome. So you can fidget with those or make them. It takes time during your routine to make things like this, so this is a time filler for you guys. Another super easy one is creating like sculptures or things like that. So I'll show you an example. This is an owl. This is made from dough. So this is the wing, the little tail, ears, little feet and claws, all that kind of stuff. So what you're gonna do is make a dough out of flour. So you need 4 cups of flour, 1 cup of salt, and 1.5 cups of water. Okay, so get all those ingredients, and then you're gonna go to the oven with Mom's help, if she's okay with you doing it, and turn it on to preheat at 300 degrees Celsius. So once you get it on preheat, then you're gonna make this dough. You'll combine all the ingredients. You're gonna knead it for 10 minutes. So that means that you're gonna squish it around and flip it around and squeeze it and all that kind of stuff until it's really mixed into a dough, like a raw bread or raw cookies or something like that. So you just mix it into a dough for 10 minutes. You might need some help because your arms might be a little bit sore after that. And then you take the dough and you mold it into these little sculptures. So what you can do is, this is a bear, and I did all of these individually. So I did the body, and then I did separate pieces for the arms, and I did separate pieces for the eyes and the nose and all that kind of stuff. So once it's molded, you can take a cookie sheet, put parchment paper on it, and then put what you've molded onto the cookie sheet into the oven once it's preheated to 300 degrees Celsius, and then you let it bake for about 30 minutes. If it's thick like this, you might need a little bit more. If it's thin like this, you might need a little bit less. So you just have to watch it a little bit, but about 30 minutes is what you'll need. And then you can take it out of the oven, and it's rock solid. So you can keep this forever. You can paint it. So I could have painted this. I don't have paint, so I just did this. But you can paint it, or you can use markers or pencil crayons. Play around with it and see what you can do. And this recipe makes tons of dough so that you can have tons of little animals. Maybe you can make a logo or an object or something like that. So those are 2 activities to keep your daily routines. Let me know how they turn out, and we'll see you next week. See you guys.